Hello, friends. Today we are going to learn something new. But before we learn something new, we are going to start by kind of just recapping what we learned the last couple weeks. So, to do that, I want you to look at these two pictures right here. We have a feather and we have a crayon. And this question right here says, which is longer? So we are talking about comparing things based on their size and which one is longer. So if we look at these two, which one is longer? I want you to figure that out, and I want you to be able to think about why you know that that one's longer. So think about it for a couple of seconds. Think in your mind what your answer is. Okay, which one is longer? Did you pick the crayon? No. What about the feather? Is the feather longer than the crayon? Yeah, and we know that because if we look right here, they're both starting at the same place, but our feather, look, our crayon ends right here, but our feather keeps going, so we know our feather's longer. So give yourself a pat on the back if you got that one right. Good job. Okay, so today we are not going to be talking about comparing objects based on their length anymore, how long they are. We're going to compare items based on their weight. So weight means how heavy they are. Okay, so I'm going to show you some pictures. Let's look at these first. So we have a storybook right here. So this is just like a book that has some pages in it. It looks like it has quite a few. And then we have a crayon right here. So we're looking at those two items. So this is kind of hard because we aren't actually holding them, but I want you to picture in your hands, put out your two hands, and I want you to picture in one hand you're holding the crayon, and in the other hand you're holding the storybook, okay? So picture holding both of those. So a book and a crayon. And look at this cover of this book. Is this a soft cover like our math books that is flimsy, or is it hard? It's a hard cover. So that means if it's a hard cover, it's probably going to weigh a little bit more too. So our storybook has a hard cover. We're holding our storybook and we're holding our crayon. Which one do you think is going to be heavier? The storybook or the crayon? Which one's going to weigh more? Ooh, the crayon? No, it's the storybook. Yeah. Picture if you went to pick up something. Would it be harder to pick up the storybook, or would it be harder to pick up the crayon? Which one would you pick up and be like, oh, that's super light? Probably the crayon, huh? So the storybook probably weighs more than the crayon. Good. Let's look at these two pictures right here. We have a feather and a crayon again. So picture in your two hands, you have a crayon and you have a feather. Which one is going to be heavier? Which one is going to weigh more? Which one do you think is going to be heavier and weigh more? The crayon or the feather? This one's a little bit harder, but think about if you were going like this with your hands, which one would be lighter or which one would be heavier? The crayon's probably going to be a little bit heavier because if you were going like this with your hands, would the feather stay on your hand or would it blow up in the air? It would probably blow up in the air because it weighs less. If you had a feather in your hand, could you feel it? Sometimes, yeah, you could probably feel the softness of it and the little bristles on it, but would you feel it because it's heavy? Probably not. But a crayon, would you be able to feel it? Probably. So that means that it weighs more. If you were blindfolded and your mom came and put a feather in one hand and a crayon in another, you'd probably be able to feel the crayon more because it weighs more. Good. Okay, let's try a couple more. So looking at these two pictures, these are both things that we use in our classroom. So we can probably guess on this one, but it's a little bit harder because they're kind of close to each other. So if you had a pencil in one hand and some scissors in another hand, which one would be heavier? So which one is heavier? Which of these would be heavier? Your pencil or your scissors? Think about what they're made out of. That might help a little bit. Which one do you think is going to be heavier? Good. If you said scissors, I want you to try to think why you said scissors. Why would the scissors be heavier? And if you said pencil, I want you to think about why you said pencil. Why would the pencil be heavier? Think about why. If you said scissors, you are right. And one reason why our scissors would be heavier is because look what they're made out of. This right here is metal, and we have some plastic on it also. And then our pencil right here, pencils are mostly made of wood. And metal usually is heavier than wood. So if we had scissors and a pencil, the scissors would probably be a little bit more heavy. So they'd be heavier than the pencil. Good job. Okay, so what I want you to do, there's two things I want you to do today for your math. So if you have your math book on the schedule, it tells you to open to page 638, which is this page right here. And I want you to do this page. You're going to look at the pictures, and you are going to pick which one of those. You're going to compare these two and pick which one is heavier and circle it. And then there's a paper clip and a pencil, and I want you to circle which one of those is heavier. And then you're going to come onto this side over here, and on this page, what you're going to be doing is you are going to use some of our words that we have just been talking about, like heavier, and you are going to compare some of the items. So I might say this bag of potatoes is heavier than this piece of paper. Okay, so you're going to use words like that and compare some of them. And then I want you to look at this jug right here, this milk jug. And what you're going to do is you're going to compare this milk jug to 3 things. So the jug of milk is heavier than, and then pick 3 things that the jug is heavier than. Okay, you can find 3 things that it's heavier than, and you're going to circle them. So this milk jug is heavier than, and pick 3 things and circle them. What is the milk jug heavier than? Okay. And then when you're done with those 2 pages, what I want you to do is I want you to go around your house, and I want you to find some things and compare them. So pick 2 things up. You can pick any 2 things that you have around your house. Pick them up, hold them in your hands, and I want you to figure out which one is heavier. And I want you to say that. So if I did it, I have this cup and I have this book. Okay. So I'm holding them both in my hands, and I'm going to feel which one is heavier. So this cup's pretty light. It doesn't have anything in it, so it's pretty light. And the book is pretty light too, but this book is heavier than this cup. Okay, so you're going to go around and you're going to find as many items as you want. I want you to at least try to find 3 things that you can compare. So 3 different sets. So I just did those 2. So that would count as 1. And then I'd go find 2 more things and compare them. And then after I'm done, I'll go find 2 more things and compare them. So at least 3 different sets of things, but you can find more if you want. So go around and find those and tell me how you did. If you found a lot of things that were heavy and a lot of things around your house. All right, friends, have a great day.